Well, good morning. It is a beautiful Tuesday here in Oklahoma. I had to figure out what my next words were going to be. Um, as you can see, it's a beautiful day. Thank God for another day of life. Thank God that He kept me another day and woke me up and said, "My son, get up. There's still some work for you to do today." And so, you know, thank God for waking me up another day to enjoy this beautiful sunlight because when you're in jail, they don't be letting you out that cage, man. And you think about the mental abuse that happens to a person when they go into that jail down there. The mental destruction that they cause in people's minds. You cut them off from their family. And I didn't want to come on here and talk about a jail story, but uh since I'm currently involved in this mess, might as well talk about it. You know what I mean? Give me something to occupy my and problem solve and share the world my story, like what I'm living right now in this stinking moment. Uh, okay, so people leaving their trash here up on the stage. You know, you gotta adapt sometimes to people's trash and garbage that they leave on your front porch, on your dance stage. Sometimes you gotta adjust and have mercy upon people. But then sometimes you gotta be like, hey, bro, you gotta do better. You know what I mean? I had to tell my man the other day, come on, bro, you gotta do better. You doing silliness. You know, uh, sometimes you gotta hold people accountable. Why? Because human beings make mistakes. The very fact that you have a thing such as qualified immunity that makes a human being, a fallible man that's running around here shooting people, beating people, assaulting, battering people, and you say, "Oh, you're immune." That ain't no type of justice for anyone. You got a madman out here assaulting the people. You know what I mean? Infringing upon their rights, and you have a class of people that are exercising oppression upon other. I was talking to another gentleman that I happen to be bumping into. And we're talking about, raising up, because when Tommy was in high school with you, he was on track. He was in band. He was in, AV club. He was on the football, wherever he came from, you know. And then you're hiring people that are killers, trained killers, and then putting trained killers on our streets. You know what I mean? Like, if you go to the military, the U.S. United States military, what do they teach you to do there but kill people, murder people? Okay, and then you say, hey, you want to go over and do a couple tours in Iraq, then come back and be all mentally unstable, trained murderer, and then we want to put you on the street. You know what I mean? To oppress the American citizens. Does that even make any kind of sense? And it's when you are training the human soul to murder, to kill, to oppress, to beat down, to lock in a dungeon somewhere, that sets you on a very destructive, demonic path. Can we just be honest about that? When you are trained as a course of your job and your daily duties of that job is a job of oppression, you look at the jail, right? You get a mail slot in order to get your food. They leave you in that cage in a box, staring at a freaking wall. You can't go to the library, right? You can't call anybody unless you have money on your books to even call your family, friends, to any kind of emotion. So they detach you from all your emotional support. They cut off your family for you. Now you got worry, like how my baby's gonna eat, where are they sleeping tonight, what are they, so you got all this emotional trauma that you stir up in these men's hearts, in their minds. You know what I mean? You lock them to a box with 2 3 other dudes, where you're almost standing on top of each other, you know feeding us stinking bologna sandwiches or stale bread, treating us like slaves, strip you naked of your clothes, your identity, your personality, who you are, and make you put on slave master's clothes. The state thinks you are their slaves, and they treat you like your slaves. That's why they send the police after you to hunt you down on every street corner. That's the state that's doing that to you. And you want to say you're a free man in America when the state is the one who is the oppressor, not the state being the one who has taken an oath to uphold your rights. They take an oath to uphold your rights. They swear, hey, yes, I'm gonna uphold the United States Constitution. They swear that on a Bible. They give their oath to uphold their word, and they destroy their word when they send the police to attack you on every street corner, hunt you down like a dog, pull you over for not even a criminal violation. Your vehicle code is not the criminal code. In order for a crime to exist, there has to have someone who has injured, an injured person, injured party, suffered some kind of loss of their right to life, liberty, or property. Violation of their rights had to have been initiated by someone else. Okay? That is what a crime is. We are arresting people for non-criminal offenses and giving violent men who were trained to inflict punishment upon their neighbors, to oppress their neighbors, to beat them down and assault and battery their neighbors. They come to you with guns, with blinding lights, flashlights that are shining in your faces, sneaking up on you. You know what I mean? They shut their light. I heard a report today. So it's like, yeah, man, cops was rolling around me, shutting their lights off, sneaking up on you. First of all, that's a crime, or at least a violation. It's not a crime. It's a violation of the vehicle code. You know what I mean? That you driving out here with you ain't got no lights on, trying to be stealth mode, trying to sneak up on people like a bandit, like a freaking ninja, want to jump on someone. You know what I mean? And we say that these are our servants, huh? You serving me by beating me down in the street, tasing me, shooting me, blinding me? Is that what you call yourself doing? Serving me? Oppressing me? These are a class of oppressors. They get paid good money to oppress. Runaway slaves had, taskmasters and people that hunted you down, rounded you up, and say, hey, you got to come back to your slavery. And that's what they do when they throw you in jail. That's what they try to mentally break you down, strip you naked of your identity, your clothing, you know what I mean? And two men standing behind you just watching you bend over. Say, cough. We want to see you cough. We want to see your butthole expand. Two men doing that to you. Why? Because you got a ticket. Not Uncle Sam. I mean, but it all is the demon of Uncle Sam oppression of this nation. It's still the same spirit. The spirit of oppression. They want to take our taxpayer dollars to pay for an organization that is sent to oppress us. Like, am I the one who is talking madness when I look at the fact that you want me to pay for my own oppression, In fact, they're building a new jail right now. They're talking about taxing people, right, to pay for this jail. You want me to pay for my own oppressors, and you want me to pay for my own institutions of oppression, and then tell me we're serving you. You ain't serving me by coming to oppress me. You ain't. Can I just speak the truth? No, I came out here to dance today, and I started talking about, you know, these oppressors. Let's be honest, what the police are. They're a class of state sponsored and sanctioned and empowered, because the state gives them their power to oppress us. They don't have the right in and of themselves as Tommy and as Susie, so the state has to say, here's a badge, and let me empower you to oppress. And they go around, start kicking your asses, shooting you with tasers, hitting you with batons, spraying you with pepper spray, punching, kicking, pulling you over for what? You ain't did no crime. Because in order for a crime to even exist under common law, under the American jurisprudence system, whatever you want to call the system, you have to have someone injured. Me sitting in my car at a park that doesn't have any signs telling you when it's open or closed. There's not a single sign in this park or in this parking lot saying when the park is open or closed. Number one, that's the first thing. All it says is this parking lot is for patrons of the library and of the park. That's all it says. Those using the park or the library, this is who this parking lot's for. I was using both all day. You know what I mean? And there's no sign saying when it's closed, when a public space, which is supposed to be owned by the public, right? A public space belongs to the public. It ain't the city's property, it's the people's property. And if the people need it, they should be able to use it. Period. It's the people. If it's public property, it's the people's property. It ain't the state's property. But what we have is state oppressors getting paid very, very good money to kick your asses, to beat you down, to punish you, to inflict pain upon you, to cut off the circulation in your hands with their handcuffs. And when you say, "Hey, bro, these handcuffs are too tight. Can you loosen them?" They refuse. Why? Because they are the oppressors of the people. And the state thinks that they are your masters. And they treat you like such. You got to give the state your money for this, your money for that. Taxes, we're taking it. State income tax, before you even see your own money, we're taking your money. Tickets, you didn't have proper identification. You didn't have proper registration. You didn't have proper insurance. All these vehicle violations where there's no crime, they say, now you got to pay us money. That's the excuse to rape you, is the vehicle code. They use the vehicle code to rape you of your property, your money. They impound your cars. They throw you in jail for not even having insurance. And so the state can try to rape you, bend you over, strip you naked, make you put on your slave clothes. And two men can look at your butthole, bend you over and look at your butthole. And they make you lift up your balls while you're butt naked before them. Try to shame you. Try to strip you of your manhood and your identity. Break you by locking you in a cage for hours, days, not even letting you out. You sleeping in a toilet with bunk beds. with another dude laying on the floor. You ain't got no ladder to even climb up to the top bunk. You got to fight every single night to get up onto this top bunk of sleep, or to jump down and hope you don't step on one of your inmate, co-cellies. You don't even get outside to see the sunlight at all. You don't get outside. They lock you in the cage like a dog who don't even get the audacity to get outside and even walk in the sun. All because somebody accused you of a crime. A police officer, a fallible, sinful, lying man wrote a document stating that you did something. And he says, under the penalty of perjury, mother effer, you perjured yourself. You lied, and you're on video lying. I got you on body camera footage, your own body camera, lying that I hit you with that door. You're a deceiver. You bear false witness, and yet qualified immunity for that, for the devil to come and assault you, assault and batter you, perform an unlawful arrest upon you for doing nothing but being a black man sitting in his car, being homeless. And you want to come and harass me every single night, kick me, you know what I mean? Wake up, blind me with those lights every single night until I fucking snap. You did this to me. The state oppressors, what is the I believe it's the 10th Amendment. All rights and authorities that are not apportioned to the federal government, the state government, the House of Congress, the judicial branch, belongs to the people. All authorities belongs to us. We are the government. We, the people. And what's happening is there is a battle between the state seeking to be your master and we, the people, and our rights. Because the state is the enforcer of the law, right? But why is it the state is not enforcing the supreme law of the land, which says that your rights are the supreme law of this land? The United States Constitution is the supreme law of this land. Highest law above all state laws. It's called the Supremacy Clause of the United States Constitution. Higher than all state laws, all municipal laws, city, county laws. It's the highest law, and it takes precedent over all the lesser laws. But yet we have police officers who are not enforcing the United States Constitution, which means your rights, your privileges, your immunities. We have police officers who are enforcing state laws and ignoring the oath that they swore to ensure your. So there's a war between the people's rights and on the other hand the state's rights. This is what this is, and the state is the one with the money who's accusing you, throwing you in court, falsely accusing you, lying, giving immunity to these officers who are doing evil to us. They are oppressing us. The state is the oppressor. And they make you know it when they try to make you throw on those rags in jail. They want to strip you naked of your clothes and put on slave master's rags. This says you're the Department of Corrections property. Oklahoma County. That's the state trying to break you and make you a slave in your mind. That right there is what that is. Mental. They're trying to mentally destroy you. They're trying to break you. They're trying to strip you of your manhood and watch two dudes just bend you over. Say, yeah, I did that to you. Don't I feel strong? Look at my taser. If you don't bend over, I'm going to shoot you. Threaten you. It's the same mentality out here on the street, right? I got shot with a taser in this parking lot behind me. After two police officers stealthily approached me from behind, started flashing flashlights and blinding me when I was sitting there minding my own business. Would you be happy that someone attacked you from behind, blinding you when you was just sitting there minding your own business? Would you be happy? Or would you be in a fight mode, ready to fight the person who attacked you, who assaulted you, who blinded you? And they talk about perjury, right? This dude said they identified themselves. I ain't hear no identification. I'm gonna get this video as soon as I get this body cam footage, But police let me assault you, you know what I mean, and roll into an attack mode upon me. What am I supposed to do with that? You say police, even if you did, because I didn't hear it. I ain't hear no identification that they are police, and I'm pretty sure the video footage probably shows that. And this is why I'm trying to get this body cam footage. You just start attacking me. The only thing that I see is blinding lights in my eyes. That's the only thing I see. You attacking me from behind in stealth mode. That's the only thing I see. And so we give these officers, fallible, sinful men who are trained to just attack you, treat you like shit, and beat you down in the street, and then lie upon you. I'm going to beat your ass in the street and then write a false report, perjuring myself, and say this dude assaulted and battered 3 officers. Why? Because he was sitting in the park at nighttime by himself. And then they look for something else to try to smear my name even more, right? See, we told you he was a bad guy. He had marijuana. Did they leave out the part that I have a license for that marijuana? No. Yeah, they left that part out. I had to see a doctor and get a doctor's permission in order to have this license, making it a medical necessity. And so you tell me that's what I got to do, and I do it, and then you try to use my medical prescription as a justification to beat me down in the street. It's funny how that works. You use it to, it's a medicine, but we're going to use it to sometimes accuse you of committing a crime. And then, we're going to make money off of it. We're going to make money off of a crime that we say, hey, we're going to, you got to pay these licensing fees. We're going to tax it. Can you imagine a sheep walking out into the wilderness and eating a bush? And then another sheep saying, hey, man, we're going to tax that. Everything you eat in this park, we're going to tax it. You're going to have to give it to me. I'm the head sheep. You know what I mean? See these big old ram's horns I got? That's what it is. It's the big sheep of mankind telling you, the little sheep, you got to pay him. You got to give him your money. Insurance fees, taxes, income taxes, tickets, fines, costs, restitution. It's the state, the big sheep, who's oppressing the little sheep. We don't even have a right to life under this form of government. You better quit believing and thinking that you're free, because you ain't free. You ain't free to live your life. You're free only to pay the slave master. They want you to work to pay the slave master his income taxes. And so, I went off on a little bit of a tangent. You know what I mean? I was planning on coming out here and just enjoying the sun and dancing and enjoying the day. You know what I mean? But the more and more these court case comes, the more and more stuff is on my mind. So it might be something I'm going to keep talking about. You know what I mean? Because it's on my mind. So but I need to regather myself. And uh, just live and enjoy the day for what it is, and uh, listen to some music. You know, but I ain't done fighting against this injustice. This every injustice that I face only makes me want to fight more against this evil of oppression. This is a system of, and I'm going through it here in Oklahoma. The constant incarcerations and being, just because I'm homeless and ain't got insurance, they wanna impound a poor man's car, take all his possessions away, take everything he has away from him, then throw him in jail, and then throw him out in the cold naked because you took him in naked. Barefoot. You know, people come in there barefoot and naked, and they throw him out in the cold, 2 o'clock in the morning, barefoot and naked. Why? No money, no way, no transportation, no way of getting anywhere, to mentally destroy you. That's the only purpose behind that institution called jail, Oklahoma County Detention Center, is to mentally destroy you. That is a demonic foothold of the oppressor. That jail. Let's call that what that is. There's demons running around that place. And no wonder why your sons and your daughters are saying, "Hey, Ma, get me out of here. There's demons of oppression in this place." That's why they're crying out to you. Brother, sister, get me out of this place. Because it is a hell pit. And now they're telling us they want to build another hell pit for the slaves, to destroy you, to mentally break you down. There is psychological trauma being afflicted upon those inmates down at the Oklahoma County Jail. Okay? We're just going to talk about that. They're trying to destroy us. That's the state. The state, the county, the city is trying to destroy you as a man and break you mentally. And they were talking about the homeless situation. Well, I wonder how many of those homeless men and women you destroyed when you sent to jail. All those people who had houses and apartments before you arrested them, now they on the street. The homeless people are the people that have been gone through this system and been left stripped and abandoned to the gutter, all courtesy of the state. The state did that to you, mentally destroyed you, mentally broke you, robbed you of your family. That boyfriend you had, that girlfriend you had when you went to jail, she's another man's arms. The state arrested you, destroyed your family. Your wife, kids, they homeless now because they don't have dad to help to care for them, put food on their table. They dropped out of high school because mom can't get them there. Mom's homeless. They in shame, you know what I mean, because, their dad's in jail. This system is a system of oppression, and we pay for our own oppression here in America. We pay for these police to drive around and beat us and assault and batter us for being poor. So, come here, mother effer. Let me beat you down. And when you cry out for help and you say something, the courts are going to be like, immunity. Immunity. We got to let our attack dogs attack them. Attack the peasants. And the brother can only be beat down so much before something happens to him. each experience that we have in life shapes us, molds us, make us. They're ever trying to attack, Governor Stitt over here, and tack in homeless encampments, bulldozing it. You got 20 minutes to pack up all your possessions, and we're gonna bulldoze it. You got people who are sick, elderly, barely move, watching their whole lives just be bulldozed by Governor Stitt. And he's living in a government subsidized mansion. He's living in a mansion that's taxpayers pay for, government subsidized. He got staff cooking his food, cleaning his mansion, servants serving him. And he says he's serving you by bulldozing your house, your car, your clothes. You're already in the pit. You already in one of the, and you came out of the pit when they released you from the jail. They mentally broke you, destroyed you. You don't get even a chance to go to the library to read a book. You know what I mean? If you can't afford to pay for it, if you can't afford to have it shipped into you, they just let you stare at a wall. I requested a Bible, and for 3 weeks, I ain't see a chaplain at all. No one came with a Bible. That's what they do to you down. They're trying to that's the devil's works. The thief comes only to steal and to kill and to destroy. That's what the devil does. The devil comes to steal your freedom, your rights, your life, your property, to steal, to take it away from you, and to destroy you. Those are all and the devil's a liar. So you tell me we have an institution where police officers, they're attacking you, stealing your property, robbing you of your right to life. The thief comes only to steal and to kill and to destroy. You tell me what institution of oppression that the police force is designed to do. They're the oppressor class. Let's just be honest of what they are. They are the oppressors, the accusers. Who's the one who's accusing you in the court? The serpent is the accuser of the brethren. You got all these police officers assaulting people, beating them down in the street, and we want to lift them up and exalt them as if they are some righteous people. They're servants of the evil one, because the thief comes only to steal and to kill and to destroy. Let's look at the fruit of the police work. Who these police shootings? Kill, steal your property, steal your car, steal your houses. The sheriffs come, foreclosure. We're gonna take your house, throw you behind out on the street. Whose works is that but the devil's? Whose works is that but the devil's? To steal your money, to kill you, and to destroy you. Because that's what's happened to these homeless people on the street. They are mentally destroyed, many of them, because they came through this system of oppression that was designed to destroy them. You created a system of oppression that was meant to beat us down, to break us. Why? Because the devil is in control of these things. The devil, demons with badges, possessing men that are trained to attack the people. You're trained to murder and to attack and to kill and to take people's possessions. Tommy and Susie grew up to become an oppressor, and they think that they're actually serving the public good. You ain't you're a vehicle of destruction. You're a vehicle of destruction. You'll be used by the enemy to oppress. God wants freedom. It is for freedom that Christ has come to set you free. These are yokes of slavery, of oppression that the state is trying to put upon us. Accusing me, first of all, these officers accuse me of assault and battery upon them. Now, if they would come to your house and a woman would say, "Hey, this man, this boyfriend, this son, assault and battering me," there would be some evidence, right? You'd be able to like, "Oh yeah, I see some black eyes, I see some swollen lips, you know what I mean? Okay, I see some lacerations, I see some evidence of assault and battery upon you." These three police officers, or two police officers, who are alleging assault and battery by me, don't got a single mark on them. No observable proof of any assault or battery. Where am I going? I'm going to the emergency room with taser probes in me. Blood coming out of me. I got evidence. I got proof that you assaulted me and I ain't put a finger on you. Liars, and they perjure themselves in their official documents. Now, will the prosecutor say, "Hey man, you lied. When I look at this body cam footage, you said he hit you and I don't see the door hitting you at all. You're way far away from him. You lied upon him. You committed perjury against him. That's a criminal offense." What would the DA do about that? I can't speak too negatively about the DA, this DA in this case, or the judge, because I can't speak it. I'm still going through the process, and I haven't had really too many interactions with them. And you know what? The last interaction I had with this judge before, you know, it was an agreeable experience. You know what I mean? And he didn't put off to me that he was there to try to oppress me. And here's the result. There are many judges, many district attorneys who believe that they're fighting against injustice, fighting for justice. But what happens when injustice walks through your front door? What do you do then? When a man's beaten down in the street, and I'm getting tired of getting hit on by these cops. Dude jumped on me down in Oklahoma City. Why? Because a park ranger lied on me, said I was trespassing in on a public park, and he said that the park was private and I was trespassing on private property. He lied. Liars, bearing a false witness, getting people locked up and thrown in jail. Deceivers burn forever. Liars, thou shalt not bear a false witness against your neighbor. Now we have a civil servant. So they say they're here to serve us, our civil rights, right? He violated my rights when he assaulted and battered me. I committed no crime. Sitting in my car, minding my own business. In a park that doesn't say what times it's open, it's closed. There's no marking on here. It says it's a park, and this parking lot is for people who want to use the park or the library. That's what it says. Don't say a time. And this is almost 40 minutes. I think you get the gist, and there's probably very few people that are probably going to listen to my 40-minute rant. You know what I mean? On the injustice of this system that I'm fighting against. But I ain't got no choice but to fight. I ain't got no choice. They made me fight. You know what I mean? I want to be left alone. That's all I want to do. I want to do my things. I got things I'm trying to do in my life. And anytime I'm over here trying to do my things, here come the police showing up. What you doing? Mother effer. What are you doing? Quit coming over here talking to me, asking me questions about what am I doing. Do you see the mental nature of these police officers? They demand you tell them what to do. or what you're doing. Is that your servant coming up to his master? Master, what the F you doing, mother effer? Is that your servant? Is that how a servant talks to their master? Because it ain't. There's a pride and arrogance and an exaltation of themselves that these police officers, a pride and an arrogance, and you need more humble servants. You need these servants to be humbled. That's because they got prideful. They're the ones walking around with guns, threatening to shoot you. Your servants, right? Your servants are walking around with guns, threatening you. That ain't your servant. That's the oppressor. That's the state's servant. They serve the state. Whose laws are they enforcing? They enforcing the state's laws. They ain't enforcing your laws, your rights, your privileges, your immunity, the United States Constitution. That's your law. That's the supreme law of the land. They're not enforcing that. They're enforcing the state's laws. Who are they serving? They're serving the state. The state is the oppressor. The state wants to be your master. Are you their slave?